and you just got to basically trust yourself. Like, I was a high school football coach and made a petition for the governor. Next, you know, I'm writing for the #1 news internet show in the world, and here I have my own show, and this just happened within a year. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus. I could tell the future. I'm not. But what I'm saying is they're so arrogant that it's all declassified. It's out there. I get upset when that caller calls in trying to say over a name. Like, we have so many problems, like, you know, and you're going to bring up Tom Cruise. Like, I mean, it's like Justin Bieber. Like, I don't give a shit, you know. Like, that's the one thing I'm going to ask. Please, callers, do not bring Tom Cruise up ever again. Come at me with, like, real issues here, because we got too many problems in this country to sit there and talk about celebrities. What I'm talking about is what we could do to change, and I have a caller. Go ahead, sir, or caller.
Hey.
Hey, sir. Thanks for calling in.
Am I on the air?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Oh, long time listener, first time caller of the show.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm talking the feeding camps that you talk about. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because I have some suspicion of the camps setting up around here too.
The FEMA camps?
Yes.
Yeah. See, basically, what happened is in Bill H.R. 645, after Katrina, they basically, under Homeland Security, they could set up as many of these things as they want, and what their purpose is unknown. I mean, they're there. There's 6 to be built with the bill, but with the fusion centers, these things say they take your name, right? They look at the websites you've been on. They profile you based on, like, bumper stickers, cars you drive, political.
I don't drive. I don't.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, minute, like, details you would never think matter, and then you're profiled and you're labeled either a threat, possible threat, or not. And they tend to be, you know, focusing on political activity. So if you're, you know, in politics, you're pretty much on that list. If you're a Ron Paul supporter, you're on that list. And these things are being built to supposedly to help us if something happened, but they couldn't even take care of us during Hurricane Katrina. I mean,
oh my God!
The people that they want to save, they literally put in contaminated trailers. I believe it had something like asbestos, some kind of chemical, and a lot of them died from, like, cancer-like symptoms, and they threw the rest of them in the Superdome, and they were in high ground confiscating guns, and we have it on video on InfoWars.
The Superdome with the Saints?
Yeah, and it collapsed with the people in there. There's dead bodies laying around. I mean, we're supposed to trust these people with the power to have camps, and it says they can put people in. I could read you the document if you'd like.
I love that.
Yeah, they literally...
Not the whole thing, just to elaborate, like, sum it up if you can.
Yeah, what it goes on to say, like, the most recent is the Bill H.R. 645. And if you would want to type that in and do your own research, that's what I'm all about. I encourage, you know, vigilant listeners, and I'd love when people actually look up and don't take my word. I want you to challenge me. But it's called the USA Army Continuity of Operations Program Policy and Planning. Now, this is what were to happen if a major event like a grid attack were to happen. That's the plan that breaks down how it's actually 10 sectors, 10 council of governors, 9 governors from the states, and 1 from Puerto Rico. And FEMA splits it up into different sections. And we're actually, like, linked with, like, New York, our section. And other than that, the only thing you could check is purchases, you know.
Well, why would they pick the Superdome of all places?
Well, the Superdome at the time, was my point saying that was, yeah, exactly, like, why? But that shows you how little prepared they are. And then now to give these people power to spy and build prison camps, you know, I mean, or like similar to the Japanese internment camps. I actually, sir, if you'd really like to know about this, do you have access to, you know, YouTube or I would watch Conspiracy Theory. with Jesse Ventura, the
yeah,
concentration.
He's a good guy,
That that pretty much breaks every document down for you, and he could do it better than I can. He's the man. But everything in there I've looked up on my own time, and it's there. And it like the scary things, sir. They tend to be.
I had no idea it was even close to the Superdome.
Yeah, well,
That's insane.
The Superdome was more or less like shows the plan they had. They knew that thing was coming. I lived in California at the time, and everybody.
Oh, whereabouts in Cali?
Lake Tahoe. I was doing cable construction out there, so yeah, I actually, I seen that everyone knew that there was something coming. A lot of people didn't want to leave and stuff, and they had to. But they had no plans, so they just threw them in the Superdome. It ended up collapsing. And then the alternative was these, trailers, and they were literally contaminated and got people sick. So they really didn't do nothing well. And now they've just got nothing but more and more power. And I don't see how that's possible. Let's see.
Well, I didn't even know it was that bad. I've heard of PETA camps before, but I thought it was PETA. I thought PETA and FEMA were like kind of related almost.
Yeah, no, FEMA's the Federal Emergency Management. They're in full control. They're more linked with Homeland Security now, to be honest with you. They're the ones who make the call on how many and where they're built. But I can tell you, if you're a local guy, O'Hare Airport has some very suspicious things. I have a Flickr account, and in that Flickr account, there's tons of pictures. If you'd like to check it out, you could type my name, Pete Wichert, Wichert, and you'd be able to find it.
On the Twitter machine or the Flickr?
Just you could just Google and you'll find it. Is there any other questions you have?
No, that's just about it. You pretty much summed it up. Now I'm officially scared of the Superdome now. So.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that, man. I'd be more worried about the ones that are being built with barbed wire fences pointed in, with kids on swings that are actually in service that the governor caught on his show, and then they removed and deleted it from DVRs. And I mean, that's pretty intense. I've never heard anything like that, but that's saying something. So I wouldn't worry about the Superdome. That was just a temporary place. They would not use that. It's always there's one by LAX. There's rumors that there's one downstate near the Metro by Urbana over there, and I can't confirm any of this. I do know that the governor and Alex Jones caught kids being held in, barbed wire fences in, and at LAX the police showed up, said people don't like when you ask questions about that, and something's going on. The fences are in. They're not trying to keep people out.
Oh.
I can tell you that. And in 2010, the state, the secrets doctrine, the Justice Department basically got the okay to torture people from a judge and to detain people without search warrant, reason, probable cause. So I'm assuming that's what they're there for, and that's about the best information. But I would say, don't worry about the Superdome and look near railroads, the air, some way to either airport or runway capability, and it's usually a bunch of white buildings and tons of trains, even coffins. Mass stacks of coffins have been found. It's scary. It really is.
The Superdome is made for football, not for chemicals to kill. It's the terrible part of this. It just kills me heart.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's the last place I'd worry about right now, man. I appreciate your call, though. I got to get to the next caller.
Okay, thanks a lot.
No, thank you. What was your name again?
Philip.
Philip, thanks for the call, man. And I'll be in every day, same time. Be going later next week, so I'll call again next week and watch that Jesse episode of Conspiracy Theory, the banned episode. That will give you a better idea of the actual details and show you the documents.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll probably check back in with you next week. Great segment so far.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, cheerio.
Yeah, thank you guys. Again, I appreciate the calls, and I open it up at 773-657-3341. I'm Pete Wichert, and this is Truth is Strange. The truth is stranger than fiction, and believe it or not, I couldn't have picked a better title because every single day I go through documents, I write, I read, I learn something new. Like today with the shoe bombers. I mean, next time they might as well have us wearing a tarp, a see-through tarp at airports, just so they know we're not terrorists. I mean, what do we do? I'd like someone to call in and take oppose me and say there's no FEMA camps and say that the pods they installed at the airports don't exist and the cough. I would really like to hear from someone maybe in the government, police. Like, what do you think about this local police? I mean, what do you think when the military comes that they're going to use you? Or I highly doubt it, you know. And I've had run-ins with the police, but I really think you guys need to be the ones that are most aware because you're going to have to be the ones that we trust, and we're going to appeal to you if stuff hit the fan. But I hope it doesn't, and I'm offering solutions. Basically, the government is out of control right now, people. They really are. They are out of fucking control. Excuse my language, but the more I think about it, it's like, what are they not doing? There's chemtrails. They've been doing cloud seeding. You could look this up too. For years and years, where they drop silver iodine into the clouds to produce rain. It was actually already used in Vietnam to flood out the Ho Chi Minh Trail. So weather modification as a weapon has been going on. That's another thing. People are like, oh, yeah, a conspiracy. Well, no, you could look it up. It's fact. They've been doing it. Now, chemtrails, I live right under the path of it, and I have some video on Flickr that I'd like any aerospace, anyone who knows a lot about clouds to look at, because there's an X that comes in, turns pink, and the sky gets crazy. A storm comes in and power is out for a day, and I've never seen clouds move so fast. And I'd also like to hear from people that know about the weather. Why do you think it's so cold? I thought we were having I thought the ice caps were melting, and we're going to have no polar bears, but yet there's ice caps above my house. And the whole global warming thing, just to let you guys know out there, great listeners, great callers so far, it's BS. It's complete BS. They want carbon taxes, people. They don't need any more of our money. But yeah, they don't like the mainstream media. Our job here, not just me, but the callers, listeners, is to hold them accountable, right? Now, why are we not being told about Fukushima? I could see FEMA camps, things like that. They don't even tell us to put a flashlight aside. But how do you not talk about the biggest nuclear reactor leak in history, worse than Chernobyl, that's literally leaking into the ocean, and then the jet stream takes her right here in Surfers Bay in California? The levels are extraordinary. I mean, I wouldn't never step foot in there, and they're not even warning people, no signs. The fish are contaminated, the tuna are affected bad, and they haven't been able to stop it. And don't you think we should have some like Manhattan Project type meeting of the best scientific minds to figure out what to do? Not just let this thing leak out. Pretty soon, I'm not a big seafood guy, but I don't recommend anyone eating tuna, that's for sure. And pretty soon, I'd say don't even go in the water on the West Coast. But if we just start, finding things like that, we got to become aware of the abuses of power and hold the government's feet to the fire. We'll keep pushing the law. They'll keep pushing until we basically push them back. And eventually they're going to want martial law, because the reason they're trying to get the guns is to do what they want, to avoid opposition. And we got to stop that before it happens. Obama has a pen and a phone, but he has no conscience, mind, strategy, or we have a caller. I hope it's Obama. Caller, go ahead. You're live with Pete Wichert.
Hey, Pete, this is Bill. I was just calling. I heard in a commercial you had Tupac playing.
Yeah, I did.
I just had one question. Do you believe that Tupac is still